I'm Johnny Fox here with some more Fox Tales. This week's guest, the wonderful, the fantastic, the talented, the very gamey. No, she's not gamey at all. She smells divine, I'm sure. I've never actually smelt her, but I'm sure she does.
I
Not
probably
gamey
don't
at
smell
all.
too great right now.
But why don't you tell the kids at home uh, who you are and what you do?
So I'm JJ, and my handle is IAINTNOICEDTEA. So I am a singer in the band Lesbian Bed Deaf, but also recently I've started Twitch streaming, which has been something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. So yeah, I finally started gaming and streaming it to whoever wanted to watch it.
Fantastic. Now, that's, to the best of my knowledge, I know a few people have tried this. That's a
Mm.
hard ass grind to
Yeah,
try and get those. I
I
mean, the
only
band may
know
give
of
you a
one
little,
person.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's slow. I mean, sure. I mean, yeah. Like anything, if you're in it for the money, you're probably not going to get any. So doing it for fun, and if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, literally, you can say that both about both like the band, like with the music and the Twitch streaming. It's one of those things where if you think you're going to do it for money, you're absolutely not. That's not the idea. I think in a weird way, both of them are similar in the sense that all you want to do is put out what you enjoy doing in terms of like anything with a stream, but then music, something that you're passionate about, something that you enjoy doing, and you're just thrusting it out there onto the internet and hope that even just one person finds it cool and wants to watch
Yeah.
or listen.
But what's great, kids, is you're getting in here, and I love this on the ground floor. You
Yes.
know, this is literal. What, two streams so far?
Literally
Uh,
yesterday was my second ever stream,
yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, I don't know, because you'd think, oh, she's a rock star. She's on stage every other week. But was there still, nerves going into for this performance, such as it is?
I was really, really nervous to sort of start it. Like this, the idea of streaming came to me, gosh, like years ago. Where I was like watching people Twitch stream. Even my brother had a crack at it and everything. There was a phase back in like 2019, especially during lockdown, where Twitch, I
Yeah,
think, just went up because everyone was at home and the only portal to the outside world for us all was through the internet. So it's through like streaming services, general social media and stuff. And I really, really wanted to become one, but at the time, all I had was like my laptop, and I just didn't have the equipment for it. And I was going to say I didn't have the time, but we had nothing but time during lockdown. And all I did was I used to just watch other people Twitch stream. And it's hard to get into, and I was really, really nervous, and I think that's why I didn't do it for so long. Even when I finally had a little bit more time and the effort and the energy and the know how to do it, I can't do it because I'm really scared that I'm just not going to be entertaining enough. It's different in terms of with music and stuff. People putting on like a performance and it's a show. You've got to be like this big grandiose version of yourself. I wanted the Twitch streaming to just be like, I'm at home, I'm chilling, I'm playing my favorite games, and I'm just talking to whoever wants to watch. So the more I thought about it as a performance, the more scared that I got.
yeah.
And I was like, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to force myself to do this. I've wanted to do it for so long. I'm just going to put myself out there with encouragement, especially from like my band members and a few friends. They're like, just do it. Just put yourself out there. We don't hate you, so we'll watch. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's. I mean, that's a lot like I was with this. The band stuff. It was, yeah, it's game
Mm.
face, and
Yeah.
you go do that, and it was like, yeah, but this is me.
Yeah, it's
This
just
isn't,
you by yourself.
the
Yeah,
rock star.
yeah.
This is me. If people
Mm,
didn't like my songs, it's like,
mm.
yes, because you've got no taste.
Yeah.
Or it's just, the world isn't ready for
Yeah.
our excellence. But like, if they don't like this,
Yeah.
or some of the other things I've done as an offshoot of this, it's like
Mm.
they don't like
You
you, and
as
it
a person,
feels a bit more
100%.
personal.
Yeah, 100. I completely agree with that. One thing as well with the band is the fact that it's I'm part of a band, right? So I'm the lead singer, and yes, a lot comes with that in terms of the pressure. Like most people are focused on you, that kind of thing. Like if I mess up, everyone's absolutely gonna know about it. You know, eyes are on me, that kind of thing. But at the same time, I'm up there with like, my best friends. So if something goes wrong, we just laugh about it and we move on. Whereas that one-on-one dynamic, as you just described, is like if they don't like this, they genuinely just they don't like me. They don't like my presence. They
Yeah,
don't like the way I
yeah,
speak. They don't, and you do take it a lot more personally, and that's what I was worried about. Because as much as I hate to admit it, I am a bit of a sensitive soul. So I was like, as much as I want to be like, I don't care what anyone thinks of me, I really do. Like, I
yeah,
think I
for
care a
sure.
little bit too much. And so I was like, oh gosh, what if, I really want to try it, but it's that fear of rejection,
Yeah,
isn't it? That's a massive part of it. And being like, right, putting yourself out there is a really terrifying thing. Scary to do it when you're in a group of people, let alone doing it by yourself. So I completely understand. That is the
yeah.
perfect way to describe it.
It's no, there are different ways of doing this streaming thing. I think, um, or I see people because you could either know some people genuinely. It's just like, oh, I've got a few hours to kill. May as
Yeah,
well fire up the rig and just play if people join it. Or some
yeah,
people really want to. Okay, like what's cool? What's
mm,
trending? What are the kids into this week? And
yeah,
I'm going to rush out and pay money on that and buy that, and we're going to play that because
mm.
you want that in the title and the
That's
hashtag so that people watch.
yeah.
Or so which one are you? Or a bit of
I'm
both? Obviously, you can mix
I'm
it that.
honestly a bit of both. I'm very much like I've got a few hours to, even though I've dedicated a specific time. So I'm like, out of the entire week with everything that I do between the two jobs that I do and the band stuff. So I'm like, what is my free time? And I'm like, Monday evenings. Okay, cool. What have I wanted to do for a very long time? Twitch streaming. I want to get back into gaming more. Now I actually have a computer. Okay, cool. Let's dedicate that time to do that. But
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
same time, I'm very much like, okay, let's do this. Like, it's a little bit regimented in terms of routine, but it's also relaxed in terms of like I'm just chilling. I'm playing games for a few hours. It's nothing too serious. I kind of just want to enjoy, my free time. But my
yeah.
free time with some other people, like body doubling with people, and be like, hey, come watch me pick up crops off of a digital field. So
Yeah. So you you're choosing games. You're playing what you genuinely feel like playing, or
yeah.
playing what you think people want to watch.
Yeah, 100%. I've said to luckily there's been quite a nice response to me doing the streams. Like people have been really encouraging. And to my surprise, yesterday on the stream at one point there's like 13, 14 people watching. And I was like, this is my second stream. How is this even like who are you? Like what are you doing with your Monday evening? They're sat downstairs watching some crap on their phone, and it so happens that I'm streaming at the same time. They come watch me for a bit. Um, and I basically said to them, I was like, these are kind of the games that I'm going to be playing. These are my favourite games, etc. But if you guys want to suggest any games for me to play that you would love to see me play, please suggest them, and I'll play them happily if my computer can run it.
Fantastic. So let's let's talk about the gaming then. What I saw this the other day and I thought, oh, I'm going to steal that because it's pretentious and horrible, so I'm going to use it. Uh, but what was the game that made you a gamer? So that's terrible, isn't it?
Oh
But again,
wow! Oh, that's a fantastic question, though, isn't it?
yeah,
Oh wow! Oh, I oh my gosh, I don't know. Because I can't recall the first game I ever played. It was probably like Minecraft or something. Because I was like, you got to think like way back, and it's been a couple of decades. You're like, I don't know what the first game I played was. So I don't remember what the very first game was, but I think the game that really got me into gaming was probably Terraria or The Forest. I was really big on Terraria back in the day. It's
oh,
essentially like Minecraft but 2D
oh,
with
so good.
like harder bosses and stuff like that. But me and my brother, My brother is what actually got me into gaming. It's one of those things where the classic sibling rivalry, we're not too different in age as well, so, it's like oil and water most of the time. But the one time we would never cause any problems and we wouldn't be at each other's throats is when we were sat down to play a game. And so I have my brother to sort of thank for that. He is a computer nerd, so he does some really fancy job with computers now that I don't understand. I'm not that technical, to be honest. Yeah, he does some big computing jobs. But what he did was essentially from the age of like 12, he was like taking computers apart and rebuilding them. And so the computer that I've got now is actually, I think this is the first PC that he ever built,
Right.
which is crazy. It's gone full circle. And he was the one that was like, play this game for me, with me and for me. I want to watch you play Outlast and, Titanfall 2 and on different, when he had a PlayStation 4. So he's what got me into gaming, to be honest.
Oh, do you have a particular genre that's your favourite?
My favourite kind of games are, I love my silly little farming games. Stardew Valley will forever be my favourite game, but I really like survival games, horror games, RPGs. Those are the main categories that I sort of stick to. In terms of, so I've got like top 3 games that I always play. It's Stardew, it's The Forest, and I can't remember the other one now. It's like, it's alright, but those kind of games I really enjoy.
Yeah,
RPGs are up there. So,
yeah,
yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, I can't do the competitive multiplayer thing. It
Mm,
was never really a thing.
I hate those
Even
games.
when I was younger and I had like reaction times and stuff, which I
Yeah.
fucking don't have now. Um, but even
Give it
when
a
I
while, it's
did,
fine.
it was never much of a thing for me. But
Yeah.
each to their own. Yeah, RPG
Actually,
guy, sad, pathetic loser. So
no,
100 hours,
no, those
something
are the
you can
best
sink 100
games.
hours into by yourself in the dark
Mm.
is good for me.
I love games where you can, it's sort of like a multi-purpose game. So games like Stardew and games like The Forest, and there's a couple others that you can mention. There are games where inside of the game itself are different options of gameplay.
Yeah,
Like in terms of anything that's first person shooter kind of game, your aim is to complete missions and to kill people. Basically, that's it. That there's nothing else to it. There's not really any story. There's not too much lore. There's nothing interesting. It's just mindless violence. I love mindless violence when it's in horror films, but when it's in gameplay, I actually really don't.
yeah,
I enjoy something that's like if I want to craft stuff and if I want to build this really cool base and I want to build things, then I can build them. Or if I want to go off and kill things, I can kill things, If I can like hunt in the woods or I can, the forest with like the cannibals and things. But then at the same time there's a story that's built into the back of the game. There's so many different options of
yeah,
gameplay within one game, and those are the games that I enjoy. Even down to games like GTA, you know, big game. We've all played it at some point, right? And you can do the story roles and stuff like that. My fiance absolutely loves them. He's actually sat behind me now playing it, so he's just yeah. Those are games that you can actually get into and put a lot more time and effort into them. I really enjoy those ones.
yeah.
Mm.
It's the I'm finding a lot of gaming talk lately. It seems to always come out to the retro gaming
Mm.
seems to be like on massively
Yeah,
on the
massive.
rise.
Mm.
People, people are people not much older than when I was playing them first time round. And I'm thinking they'll have never heard of them, and they're like loving it and obsessed
Love
with it
it.
and playing it every day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we could still be friends and talk, and it's great.
Yeah,
You're much of a fan of the retro gaming.
very much so. I've got PS2 games, PSP games. Like they're all in like my little studio at my bottom of my garden. I've just got shelves full of them. And the thing is, though, what sucks is that they're so hard to find these consoles now. I would absolutely love to find a console that I'm able to play them on. because that would be amazing. I absolutely love that. But the good news is that because retro gaming, as you said, has like massively, it's become more popular in the past, skyrocketed, hasn't it? Is they're remastering these games so we can play them
Yeah.
on the Switch. I think the Switch is probably one of the biggest ones where they're remastering the sort of retro games to put them on the Switch now. What's your favorite retro game?
Oh, I mean, it's
That's a tough question.
no, it's well, it's because like if you if you're already the fucking grey haired old man, then retro gaming is just like one of the games you still play.
Mm. Yeah, what
It's
kind of
less. It
games
doesn't
do you
feel.
like to play?
Yeah, it doesn't feel retro in the same sense to me.
Yeah,
Even it's like I go back and I revisit, it's just seeing an old friend, which I do
yeah.
fairly regularly. But it's like the usual suspect. I was a Sega boy growing
Sega,
up. And
okay.
I had Nintendo friends. You see, it
Mm.
didn't have to be all that hate that you get these days with the
Yeah,
internet.
no. It
I
wasn't
had,
aggro.
we
It was
used to
just
swap.
like,
Yeah, and we used to do swaps, like the whole like console and a carrier bag full of games.
yeah.
We used to swap for like a month with each other,
Wow.
and then swap back. So I had like SNES for a while he had the Mega Drive, but
Oh,
I
that's
was a
amazing.
Sega boy, so Sonic was
Sorry.
like everything.
Yeah.
I think Sonic I had because I played before getting the Mega Drive. We had the Atari.
Mm.
I'm going to sound really fucking spoiled, maybe to some people here, which we weren't. Some of this
Rich
shit was
child.
like pulled out of a dumpster or whatever in order for me to have it, but nonetheless, I
Yeah.
managed to have it. But so we had like the Atari, and we had a thing called an Ace Tronic 2000, which people won't know, but Google it. It's fine.
I
Um,
do not know
but then I
what
had
that is.
the legendary Commodore 64.
Yeah. Yes, the legendary.
Uh,
Yeah.
man, if
Mm.
you think kids, if you think like having to restart from the last checkpoint, and it's like 3 minutes ago is like terrifying. Imagine you when you die,
You
and
have
you
to
probably only
restart.
have one life.
Mm.
You have to rewind the tape,
Mm.
the cassette tape, and load it all back up again.
Yeah.
A loading process that
3
takes
hours of
possibly 5 or 6
gameplay
minutes.
just gone like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the loading process could take longer than it takes for you to die and have to then do the loading process again because you're
Yeah.
shit at the
Like you
game
could
for now. But
literally go to school. Like you could set up in the morning, like you've died the previous night. You would start rewinding it in the morning again. It starts setting up. You could go to school, and by the time you came home, it still wouldn't be loaded.
yeah, but on the plus side, you could just put the games if you had a double deck tape player. You could just
Mm.
put the games in and copy them, so your friend could
Oh,
have them.
yeah.
Piracy. I'm not condoning piracy, obviously,
Piracy. Piracy
but
has
you
always
could
been
actually
a
do
thing,
that.
and I love that.
Imagine if you could do that with the PlayStation 5 game.
Oh God, no, I
You could
know.
just get
Oh God.
a blank disc and then
Oh,
press play and record at the same time. And
oh gosh,
hey, I got you this.
tried to
Happy
put so
birthday.
many things in place to stop that from happening, especially I think with some of the games that are going to come out in the next couple of years. Like
Yeah,
I think they are deliberately building a new console. So is it PlayStation 6 apparently is going to be coming out even next year, the year after. And I think they're going to build that, hardwire it into the actual console that you can't pirate these games because
yeah.
they're going to be a lot of money. But
I
you've got
mean,
to think as well how how much time, money, and effort has gone into making those games.
oh yeah.
They're going to be worth hundreds, if not thousands, of pounds, aren't they? All of them combined.
I
Yeah,
mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry now,
yeah,
and if you're as old as me and you've watched it grow the way it has, and
yeah,
you've grown with it and evolved along with it from playing those C64 tapes to Series X and PS5,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
ridiculous. Like gaming it's the new Hollywood because
Mm,
Hollywood can't make a penny. Nobody's going to the cinema,
no, not anymore. No.
but they're charging you like we're getting up to like £80
Mm,
for some of the latest AAA blockbuster video games now. They've
Yeah.
and we're paying it.
Yeah, we're paying it, yeah, because we
So
well,
they're winning.
don't you think that that gaming in it's weird to say this because I think gaming has become a lot more populous, especially since COVID as well. There's a lot more there's different demographics getting into gaming. This is what you would see, like especially as like like a female gamer. Something that I've noticed over the past few years is that probably about 5-10 years ago, you couldn't, as a girl, you couldn't be like, I'm into video games, I really like this, start a conversation about Nintendo games or retro, whatever you wanted to talk about. You literally couldn't. People would be like, ooh, girl gamer, like, oh, you must be crap or whatever. People like bully you for it, be like, oh, you're a girl into like good stuff that dudes are into. It was one of those things, whereas now it's become extremely popularized to be a female gamer. And I, you know, pardon me saying, but one of my co-workers today was on about like, oh, how did your second stream go and stuff. And I was like, yeah, it went really well. And he was like, oh, just get your
Yeah,
get your assets out and you'll be chilled, you'll make it basically. And I was like, no, that's not what I want to do. But that's another thing that's come with it, and it's become the stereotype now that even if
it
you are a girl
is.
gamer,
I mean, look,
mm,
let's go down this rabbit hole.
yeah,
Well, yeah, because there is some truth to that, whether we like
yeah,
it or not. If go on, you could boot up Twitch right now and scroll through the tiles, and
sure,
there will be girls, women, ladies, whatever the preferred would be,
mm,
and it's true. They can't play
yeah,
for shit,
yeah,
right? In fact, some of them, it is known, they will they load up
mm.
pre-recorded gameplay that other people have played or that they've just
Please,
taken
yes,
from trailers and things like
hmm,
that while they hold a controller with no batteries in it
yeah,
or whatever and dick around and just
and be like,
and,
yeah. My manager
and
was like,
every
"Oh,
single
you
one of
gonna do
them's
that?"
in a crop top or
Yeah,
whatever it is, and it's just it's painful.
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, but
to be fair, like I personally don't mind watching those girls, because I'm like, oh, these are absolutely gorgeous. And sometimes they're just nice to look at. You get what I mean? But and they are really, really funny as well. And um, but yeah, there is definitely, it's become that, it's become popularized, and
yeah, I mean,
which is a shame because it's stereotyped people who actually want to play the games.
yeah, I mean,
Mm.
there's that part of it that's like, look, fuck it.
Yeah,
If dudes are dumb enough, if dudes have got no better to do than watch that for 2 hours, if they think that's entertaining, I don't.
yeah,
But if people do, fine, it's
yeah,
fine. And if she can take advantage of that, if that's the world we've
yeah.
created, and she can take these idiots for every penny they've got,
Yeah, 100. Do
more
it.
power to her.
Slay.
You know,
Go ahead.
but that was the, but that was the gamer
Mm.
that cannot get in that little bit snobby that's kind of like, get off my lawn.
Yeah,
Like, get
yeah.
out. You're not a gamer. If you
Gatekeeping.
want to do
Yeah,
OnlyFans, do OnlyFans. Stop. Don't. Why are you ruining gaming? It's like I
yeah,
say, you then, when you are a lovely young lady and you say, oh, I'm a gamer, you say, oh,
yeah.
I'm a Twitch streamer, people will
Mm.
instantly think you're that soppy bitch.
Yeah, yeah,
And you might not be.
yeah. It's that thing of the almost the worry. This is actually like weird. It like segues into like different life categories. Like it's not just like gaming. It's also the music industry, and it's also the social media industry. It's all of it in this big, really crap present, essentially, with a bra as a bow. And it's just, you're all wrapped up, and essentially it's like you essentially have to kind of like sell yourself a little bit to be any form of popular, which I think is really unfortunate. So like, I completely agree. At the same time, I've seen some Twitch gamers who it's very apparent that it is actually them playing, and they are like dressed to the nines, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. For
Yeah.
me, I never wear makeup to work, right? So I'm not wearing makeup right now. Never wear it to work. Can't be asked for it. I'm sat in an office. with like 3 other people. No one cares. No one's going to care if I look this way or not. But for my streams, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a bit of eyeliner. I'm going to do a little bit of eyeliner, and I'm going to treat myself to make myself look a little bit nicer. That's fine. But am I going to sit there with like, my shirt pulled down?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm here to have a nice gaming session with my friends, and I'm just going to, again, pull some crops from a digital field. That's all I want to do. I'll tell you what I said on my stream as well. I was like, guys, pre-warning that when we start getting into like heavy gameplay, when I start doing some of the games that have been suggested, when we get to that point, you will notice I am terrible at games. But in terms, if you put me in a first-person shooter game, that's it. I'd be screaming, I'd be crying, I wouldn't know what to do. I don't play those games. I'm not good at them. But the thing is, though, games are supposed to be enjoyed. Okay, I don't think you can enjoy it as much if you're like sweating and you're absolutely perfect at the game. What's the enjoyment? Where's the enjoyment in being so good at a game that you've got nothing to learn? I love games because it teaches me things, whether it's about real life or just I love learning games. I love going through the stages and I play them for the story.
Yeah.
So I've said to everyone, I was like, I don't care if I'm crap at games. I don't care if you're like, oh, just jump the wall. It's not that hard. Just press W. I was like, I literally don't care. Pre-warning, I'm bad at games, but I love them, and that's why I'm here. So,
No, same. Same. I should be like, I don't know if I should be too old or whatever, but I'm just like, I still watch cartoons, I still watch anime, I still read comic books, I still play video games. Hey!
You see my whole bedroom.
But it's like most of my fandom, by all accounts, I'm not one of these, I'm not the walking Wikipedia. Yeah, I mean, I love those guys. The people who you mentioned something and they know like the day, month, year it came out, and they know the publisher, they know the director, they know the art designer, or whatever. Brilliant. Not me. I just know I remember I played it, I liked it, it was cool.
I'm the same.
But so I still think like, yes, I love this shit. In yet somehow a casual way.
Yeah, no,
at the same time.
That's the best way to be.
I'm not that good at it either. It doesn't stop me enjoying it.
Games are supposed to be enjoyed, You're not supposed to. This is where I think people go wrong, and I think they try and be so good at a game. It's entertaining to watch. There are esports now for a reason because people genuinely watch. People enjoy watching people who are really good at games. There are people making an actual career out of being really good for those games, and I'm proud of them. I'm like, yes, go for it. You are amazing. It's really entertaining to watch you. But I feel like then everyone else is looking up at those people and being like, crap, like I can't stream a game. I can't play this game because I'm nowhere near as good as them.
Yeah.
Okay. If we all walk through life with that mentality, no one would do anything because you only get good at those games by starting off shite. That's the only way you get there. So enjoy your game, be crap at it. You're here for a good time. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I mean, again, across the whole of like pop culture fandom, the idea of enjoying yourself is slipping away from us for some reason. Like everything's got to be the best. It can't just be okay. I mean, I know we're handing over his hard-earned money, and we've got a lot less money. People isn't going as far as it used to. So when we do choose something to spend it on, I guess we have those consumer rights to expect some sort of quality in return. But sometimes it's like, especially with gaming, when you see, I was going to be polite and not name names, but fuck it, like IGN.
Yeah.
We all hate IGN, right? Does anybody give a shit what IGN thinks anymore?
No.
Because with IGN, it's like, if it isn't the most groundbreaking, state of the art, amazing thing that's ever happened, it's like 3 out of 10. And 9 out of 10 of us gamers, if as long as we don't listen to them and just bought this game anyway because we go, oh,
Oh,
it's a farming sim. I like them.
yeah,
We'd love it. We'd get more
yeah.
than his money's worth out of it, and we'd
Mm.
enjoy the shit
This
out of
is
it. It'd
the
be 3 out of 10. It's a solid
standard.
7, easy. Like it's
Yeah,
good. Things don't have to be. Things can't be
yeah,
shite. You're spending money on these things, But and obviously there's personal opinion involved, like any art.
yeah.
But things don't always have to be groundbreaking.
Perfect.
The
Yeah,
movies, it's all been done. But so like movies, comic books,
yeah,
music. You're
yeah.
not gonna. He's 20, 25. We've been doing
Yeah.
this shit since we were painting on cave walls
Yeah.
or banging to make music and maybe you know
Don't
pushing
appreciate
that guy
things
over
the
while he
same,
was
do
asleep
they?
as a form of gaming.
Yeah, yeah, literally. No, I
So
completely agree. Like,
like
it's weird. Like, I just don't understand. Like, people just don't appreciate things the way that they used to. Like you said, in terms of like, it could be okay, fair enough if you buy a game and it is so bad that like you can hardly even play it. Like I remember when Cyberpunk first got released a couple of years ago, the amount of issues that people had with that game. I played it; it was terrible, worst thing I've ever loaded up in my entire life. But they fixed it. They were like, fair enough. You guys have paid money for this. A lot of things have gone wrong during the development. We will. They took like 3-4 months to fix it all. Now it's a really good game, but the amount of hate that they got was
yeah,
absurd. It was like they committed some form of like attack on society,
you know
and
what I
it was
did?
just nuts.
I did what most people did. I had
Mm,
Cyberpunk
mm,
on pre-order way in advance,
yeah.
and I look forward to that day. And you know what? I had zero problems. Day one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Don't know
wow.
how.
Mm,
Just the universe decided, Johnny, you've been looking forward to this. You've
yeah, you
earned it.
can have it.
I don't know what I did.
Mm,
But it was crazy. And then all this, then, like you do, I've been playing it for a bit, and then you go on socials or
yeah.
YouTube or whatever, and there's all these horror stories, and it's like, fuck, they can't
Mm,
all be lying.
yeah.
Just for the because it's like cool to hate things.
Yeah.
Anything that gets good vibes, anything that does get good PR, good hype,
Yeah.
you get that. There's an instant sort of backlash to be,
Yeah.
oh no, because it's cool to hate. It's like, no, I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to
People
play
love
that. I'm
to
not going to
hate
watch that
nowadays, don't they?
because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
good. So no, I don't like good things.
Yeah.
Don't
I've
be
heard people say
popular.
it that
You know.
like, oh, when it first came out. To be fair, like I loaded it up, and I had a lot of issues with it. It wasn't great. It was very, very buggy. The version that I ended up getting, and emailing and sending us back basically like, can I get a refund? Managed to get a refund. They gave it to me, no problem. And then they fixed it. And basically, anyone that requested a refund, I don't know actually if they did this for everyone, but I think there was a few people, including myself. They gave us the game back for free once they said
Nice.
they'd fixed everything, which was really nice. And I loaded it back up. But even when I was like, there's a lot of issues with this game, I was like trying to be nice about it. Can I have my money back? I went online, I did the same thing as you, and I was like, whoa, I was like, well, at least I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
But it was nowhere near as bad as people were making it out to be. People people were like, this is the worst game that's ever existed. This is like, why did they even make this kind of thing? I'm like, whoa, it just needs to go back to development for a few weeks. Like, calm
Yeah.
down. It happens with games. And not every single person was having these issues. So it must have been one problem somewhere. One tiny little
Yeah.
problem had caused this massive
Yeah.
thing. But
Now,
yeah, people absolutely love to hate. And everyone was like, yeah, we got to cancel them. They're never going to be allowed to make a game again once we're through with them. And I'm like, what the hell?
yeah.
Why?
Apparently, yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
Let's again. Let's another rabbit hole to go down. This
mm,
apparently. So I'm told. I mean, as an old man,
mm.
you could clue me in on this, but apparently I'm told all games suck now, and because all games are woke,
Oh,
you know,
yeah, the woke.
apparently they're all terrible.
It's the woke train.
It's like,
I don't
like
even know.
like the Star Wars Outlaws
Mm,
recently. That was a super fun game that I enjoyed the
yeah.
shit out of as a
Mm,
Star Wars fan. That had
mm,
so much bad will. They didn't
yeah.
want you to, whoever they are, they
Mm,
didn't want you to buy that game. Like, months before it came out. I
Mm.
don't know how entitled you are to really talk about something you haven't played
Yeah.
because it isn't out.
Like, how
But
are you
they were
supposed
determined
to judge
to
it?
tell everyone
Mm.
how bad the game was. But rarely did they talk about like the game,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
gameplay,
Like, what was,
the
yeah, the actual
mechanics of
game.
what you do. They talked about
Mm.
the fact that it's a female lead because that's a problem.
Apparently.
But but then you dig a little deeper,
Mm.
and it seems to be a problem because the female lead isn't attractive enough as a female lead.
Mm. Mm.
Like they've made a female to be woke, but then they've made her look like a bloke to be woke. Like,
Like, to be
what the
worse.
fuck?
It's this thing on like, I think people hate on being woke as well, to be honest. There's like, you know, it's, yeah, what the hell? I just, sometimes I see posts on the internet and I just think, I'm just going to turn my phone off. I go weeks without looking at it because I just can't. Like, some of the stuff you see, and it'll be the stupidest things. And you're like, people, like you said, the best way to put it is people love to hate. And yeah, it is the stupid thing of like, oh, you've made this woke just because like that one character wasn't in, people's opinions of attractiveness. But what
Yeah.
what does being attractive even mean? Like, what is it's subjective.
What does
And it's
how
it's a
does
great game.
how
Great
does
game.
how does being hot
Mm.
have any relevance to whether you can shoot the stormtroopers in the head or not?
Exactly.
You
Like,
know,
what, oh my god, the stormtroopers are going to be blinded by the ugliness. Oh no, I can't play this game properly.
it,
Like, what? It's so dumb.
as to get to talk to a female gamer is good. Do does it bother you at all
Mm.
uh, if, if the protagonist you're playing as in a game is a male?
No.
If you can't choose
Mm.
and the protagonist like Cyberpunk's great, you can be pretty much like anything,
And I think,
literally
yeah,
anything
yeah.
you want. But most games still, if especially
I,
the story-driven games,
I
it's that
mostly
person's
play,
story. If that person happens to be a guy, it's
yeah.
like, oh, maybe I'll not buy that then. You're a guy.
No, I
You know.
don't, I genuinely don't care. I'm like, it's whether the um the character is a guy or a girl, like I just don't care. I'm like, I'm here for the story no matter who it is. You got to think of The Last of Us is probably a great example of this. When you go throughout the series and you can either play as Joel or you can play as Ellie, depending on the certain parts of the story. And games where you actually get to play multiple different characters as well are kind of cool to use
Yeah,
an example of this. It makes no difference to me. All I see is I am playing this character now, and whether it's a bloke or a lady, or a bush, whether you're playing prop hunt or something, a
yeah,
Garry's mod, I genuinely don't care. I'm like, the only thing that it affects is like I'm going to become this character now. Like, if I'm playing the game and if I'm recording, if I'm streaming, whatever, then I'm like, may read the dialogue out in a different voice.
yeah, yeah.
Other than that, I don't care. Genuinely does not make a difference to me, and it
No,
shouldn't. It shouldn't make a difference.
it's
It's a
bizarre.
character. They're not real. They're not real.
No, so, I mean, don't get like you say. I'm all for like getting immersed and being
Mm.
as immersed as possible, but like yeah, it could be a female protagonist. It doesn't stop my immersion. I mean, if anything, if it's written
Yeah.
properly, if it's well written, I
Mm.
might even learn something. Maybe about the female perspective
Yeah.
because I'm playing through this game
Yeah.
that's a female lead character,
Yeah.
and so I may even get educated. I may even see something from a point of view that I thought, oh, I see. I wouldn't
Right.
have thought that. Maybe that's because I'm a
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's learning, growing,
Games are supposed to
fine
be
gaming.
like, they're supposed to show you different perspectives. You're supposed to learn from games. You're supposed to enjoy them, and you're supposed to learn from them. And like, it's as simple as that. And
Yeah,
I think anyone trying to make it more complicated than that just needs to like sit down and have a cup of tea and seriously rethink their
have a
perspective.
minute.
Yeah, have an
It's
iced tea,
because
and then you know.
I'm not old enough to blame the kids for everything. I know
Mm.
lots of incredibly
Yeah.
cool, incredibly wise, uh, great young people.
Mm.
But I think maybe with gaming, is it because, like, if you only started your gaming in your
Mm.
teens, and if your teens were less than 10 years ago,
Yeah.
the types of games that were on offer now,
Mm.
because when I started gaming, and the worry about male or female and attractiveness and all of that,
Yeah.
because at least sort of like the first 10 or 15 years I spent
Yeah.
gaming, you were either just like a triangle, either a geometric shape, or you were like cute platform characters.
Yeah.
You were a speedy blue hedgehog,
Yeah.
or you were a cat, or you were a little
Mm.
dragon boy thing, or
Mm.
something like that.
You were a
You were
fire or a piece of water, like,
yeah. If you
Mm.
were, at least if you were Earthworm Jim, or if you were Spyro, I love a bit of Spyro. Me,
Spy.
I'm partial to
Yeah.
Spyro. You were mice, dragons.
Mm.
You were Mickey Mouse. You were the Tasmanian Devil. You were. It was.
Mm.
They were the games. So like male and female, like they're not even fucking human.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time playing as cartoon characters and
Yeah.
things like that. So, and just steadily to that evolution where everything's pretty much
Mm.
borderline live action stuff now. Like I said, they
Yeah.
really are. It's the new Hollywood. The games are the new movies. There's really no
Yeah.
point in Hollywood making films
Films
of our favorite
anymore.
games.
Yeah.
They are, and they're gonna, and they've made some, and they're gonna make more.
Yeah.
That's the next thing. I think they've pillaged comic books for everything they're gonna get out of it.
Yeah.
They're gonna plod on,
Mm.
but the next big thing in movies is going to be video game movies.
100%. Yeah.
Just like with the
Yeah.
comic books, we've had some, they've been a bit shit. But as gamers, we take what we can get. And we
Yeah.
have a bit of maybe a guilty pleasure for one or two, however shit they are.
Yeah.
At some point, they'll get good.
Yeah.
Kind of like the
At some
MCU did.
point,
I don't know what it'll be. But
at some point they'll figure it out. And
they'll
have you
maybe.
seen all
Yeah.
the controversy over the Last of Us series that they've done for Disney Plus? I've not watched it yet, so
No, I
I
haven't.
cannot judge. I will not judge something before I've actually seen it myself. I'm looking forward to it because wow, what a game series! Like seriously, wow.
A
Um,
game I have never played because I
mm,
actually watched a friend stream it
mm,
in the early-ish days. Well, they were coming back to a channel they'd walked away from for a bit,
yeah,
and I kind of don't feel the need to play it. I felt like I lived it enough
lived it. Yeah, yeah.
by watching someone else play it.
Mm,
So I feel like I actually have no need to go play it, which also makes me. But it's such a cinematic experience
yeah,
playing the game, and I'm almost like, do I need to watch a TV show?
yeah. Do
Like,
I need
if
to?
it's
Probably not.
if it's really accurate to the game, well,
Mm.
I already know what happens. What's the point?
Tell you what, I
If
am
they
looking forward
change
to seeing.
things, which
Yeah.
people will usually like, oh, they've changed things. I'm kind of
Mm.
the guy that's more like, oh, well, if they've changed
Mm.
things, it'll keep it interesting for me,
Yeah, because
and
now you don't
more
know
reason
what's
to
going to
watch it if they
happen.
change
Yeah,
things.
100%. I completely agree. I'm sort of on that front. Have you seen Phasmophobia? Is another one of my favorite games to play, especially with I played that with my brother actually. Mint game. It's a ghost hunting game where you've got like equipment. Are you familiar with
Yeah,
Phasmophobia?
yeah.
Yeah, I love Phasmophobia. They're gonna make a movie for it.
Apparently,
They are. That will be interesting because it's either going to be really good and not what we expect,
yeah.
it's going to be amazing, or it's going to be the worst freaking thing they've even like thought of. There's not going to be a balance there, unfortunately. I am so intrigued to see how they are going to portray the game in the movie. What's the concept going to be?
Yeah.
What is the story going to be? It's so weird doing something like that. You've got my interest. You can have my cinema tickets.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
I'm
it's
going.
not it's not the first. It's not the game that had just been right off the
Mm.
top of your head, like,
Yeah.
they're gonna make video game movies. What are they gonna make? And you think like, yeah, like The Last of Us, the Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
maybe the Bioshocks, a cyberpunk
Yeah.
movie at some point, probably, no doubt.
Yeah.
Something, Witcher, whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
You don't think,
Do you ever think Phasmophobia? Because that's not even a story-heavy
yeah,
game. So that to me is it's different, it's unique, it's fresh. I will absolutely go and watch that,
they're
and I
gonna have
can't wait
to,
to.
they're gonna have to Barbie that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we'd be like, how exactly do you make a
How
Phasma?
did you do
Just
this?
like it was like,
Mm.
how are you going to do a Barbie movie? What's the point in that? Who needs or wants that? It turns out to be fucking amazing,
Oh, the Barbie
in my
movie
opinion.
was unreal.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that
really, really enjoyed it. I
you can believe the
cried.
hype on that
Yeah.
one. It really was that good.
It really deserved it though, didn't it? Do you know when you get so much hype around a specific movie and you just think like that, what's everyone know about that was not that good? The
Yeah,
Barbie movie for me was one of those things where I wasn't particularly interested in even going. I only went because Dan and Ev took me to see. They were like, "We're gonna go see the new Barbie movie. Do you want to come watch?" I'm free. Yeah, sure. It's literally Tuesday night like this,
yeah.
and we went to watch it. And I sat, and I was like, I looked at Dan at one point, and he was like so invested. And during that scene as well, where she's like having this rant about being like some of the difficulties and experiences of being a woman, I sat there and I just felt like an individual tear just like crawled on my head. It was like, oh my god, I like never cry. It was
Oh,
amazing.
it's so good.
Yeah, really,
It's so good.
really good
I mean,
movie.
by all accounts, I am somewhat gay for Gosling.
Yeah, yeah,
It has to be
yeah.
said.
Who isn't? I'm straight for Gosling. Yeah,
The kid could do anything.
yeah,
I kind of I didn't really know who the hell he was
mm,
for a long like he'd been around some time, and I'd kind of like not made it on my
mm,
radar. Then he became that guy that I know the name. I
yeah,
can't sort of avoid the name. The name's in a headline or a post or
yeah,
something somewhere. Who the fuck is this guy? I don't even like. I have heard of him now, but I've not heard. What's he in? Have I seen
mm,
any of it? And it's like, actually, I have seen that. I have seen that. I have seen, but I didn't pick out his performance or anything. So I'm like,
mm,
eh.
yeah,
And then, but as you do, he's just plugged away, movie after movie, and it's like, I almost like so when things are overhyped
mm,
and you want to kind of stay away from them a bit. There was a little period where I'd almost avoid a film because it's that damn Ryan Gosling again.
yeah,
He's in everything.
yeah,
And then, but the kids won me over big
yeah.
time.
Just
He's
reach
done some
a point where
interesting
you're like,
stuff.
you know what? You hear that much about it. Let's just go and see what all the fuss is about, and you expect to basically be like, again, like it is actually a natural urge. Even then, I know we're like, oh, like people love to hate on it, but it's a natural urge to do so. You're seeing this name everywhere, and you're like, for God's sake, like I don't even want to watch something because he's in that many things, and what's all the fuss about? And then you finally go and watch it, and you're like, oh my God, I get it now. Like,
Yeah.
I understand.
I mean,
Yeah.
same, I mean, something I think is very similar,
Mm.
very parallel with games. And I try and keep on track a little bit with games and movies. Is you can play a game, you can watch a game, you can play a game, you can watch a movie, and your
Mm.
own personal headspace at the time of doing that
Yeah.
obviously imprints on not really enjoying it. You
Yeah.
can come back to it
Yeah.
sometime later for whatever reason made you
Mm.
pick it up again, start playing it again, or give it that
Yeah.
rewatch. Or I can't remember how it ended. I don't know. Have I seen it? When you watch those games and
Yeah.
you're like, what a game! Why have I not been
Yeah.
playing this every day for the last however long?
Yeah.
Just like you can with a film. And I think so. For me, sometimes the overhype, when that hype
Mm.
train gets fucking really rolling on something,
Yeah.
it's not so much a hip, like cool to
Yeah.
hate on it thing. I feel like if I lean into this too much, then it's
Yeah.
inevitably going to disappoint me.
Yeah.
And if I let that calm down a little bit and watch it on
Then you can
my
be
own
pleasantly
time
surprised.
with a kind
Yeah.
of neutral, if I go into it somewhat neutral
Yeah.
instead of riding
I do.
this hype train.
I do the exact same thing. Honestly, I think it's the best way to be because it's like, Spider-Man quote here, but, expect disappointment and, you'll never be disappointed, basically. It's that thing of when you build so much pressure and you build so much like anticipation, and that's what they want, because 9 times out of 10 that's what's going to get someone to go and watch it. I always wait for hype to die down. You'll never catch me unless it's something I'm like obsessed with.
Yeah.
You will never ever catch me going to a cinema to watch a film or getting a game the second it releases. I wait for all the hype to come down, and then I sort of sneak in the background when no one's watching and be like, right, what do I think of this now?
Yeah.
So, because I just don't think because then I'm not caught up in the opinions of everyone that are around me, all these people that are either hating it or loving it. I'm like, you know what? Everyone else has lost interest in this now. They've made their opinion of it and they've left it. And now I'm going to sneak in and be like, right, completely, unbiased opinion of what this game or film is actually like, essentially.
I am late to all the parties.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
We're the same in that regard, aren't we? Like, that's something we found in common straight away, wasn't it? It was the fact that we do like really similar things when it comes to that, like reviewing things.
But kids, if there's one thing you can't oversell, you can't overhype too much, it's the I Ain't No Iced Tea Twitch stream.
Hey!
Refreshing streams coming your way every Monday.
Every Monday.
Right?
So
With the one and only.
Oh wait, that's me.
Right. So you know what? This has been fantastic. I don't want to keep you too long. And I've been very ill recently, and I'm not 100% yet myself. And we have the quiz to do. So
do.
we do. That. But we're going to end this part right here. As I think you're aware, the last time we had the band on, we leave things now with the catchphrase. The catchphrase, but I don't say it. You do.
Oh, I'm trying to remember what the catchphrase is.
I'm going to tell you. It's okay. So, the catchphrase is, till next time, keep it foxy.
I remember now. I remember doing this. Are we ready? We're going to do it whenever?
Yep.
So, till next time, keep it foxy.
Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed, kids.